Welcome back to episode 12 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. We are halfway through the matches in the first stage group, so it is time to look back on the 3 most important matches I've played since the last episode. And we will be starting away from home here, a game against Setúbal, who is 7th in the league. It is a 2-2 draw. They scored the first goal here, unfortunately so, after 2 minutes already. It's a pretty good goal, I gotta say. It's really hard to defend against them here. They also scored another goal here with a through ball to Maria, the second one. Not great. Yeah, that's a good goal. But we did thankfully get back in it here with a Luan goal, who is getting a through ball from Pinner, and that is lovely taken by him. And he also did score the last goal in this game here. Fabinho with a really good ball in. That's probably top 3 goals for me right now. So the thing is, over the entire match, we were probably the better team out there because of a few changes inside the game that I did make. We did not start well, right? We didn't start well, and then I changed here. They still got that second goal, really annoying. But we got back into it, and then they actually came out in the second half and did a lot better than us, and I changed again, and then again, it seems like we were the better team. So I do a lot of changes inside the matches right now, but this result, it is actually, that point could become very important for us. Next game is actually the latest game that I have played, and that is at home against Academica, who is 6th in the league. And it is a loss. Now let's take a look how they scored this one. It is a back post header. Yeah, not great from a set piece. This was a very even game, but we were probably the better team, but we just didn't get away with a win here or any result at all that we could use for anything, unfortunately. As you can see here, actually the possession is going their way, but we did have quite the chances. The only thing I ever saw in this, that was actually the only highlight for them. They had one highlight and they scored from it, and I did play on comprehensive here, so yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. This was a very important match for us to get anything in, because we are at home here against, you know, mid-team kind of thing. And we lost. It's really bad. It's actually really bad. And the last one is a win against Pero Penheiro, 2-0 victory. They are 9th in the league. And we got an early goal from the get-go here after 10 minutes from Fabinho's foot here into Pinner, who is heading it in. Lovely. And in the 5 minutes extra time, Pinto is popping up with a header. So I categorized this match right here as the best match I've played, or the most important match, because we get the point, we were dominating them, we were playing against someone we should be beating because they are below us. Yeah, it's one of those games that you definitely want to win, and we did it, right? We did it. So good things here, very good things here. So in terms of the schedule, I've played a total of 9 games, where 2 of them are cup games. We got 2 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses. In other words, things are not quite going well, or at least not as good as we could have hoped for, at least. Looking at the league table, we are currently sitting 8th with 8 points, with the other 2 bottom teams also, funny enough, down there on 8 points. And yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that Alverca SAD is also down here with 8 points, because they were seeded by the media to go number 1 in both groups, basically. They should be the best team in this league, but apparently they're in really bad form, because they do have good players. Also, we got knocked out in the 3rd round by a Nadir, who is actually below us, but do have better players than us. By far, they got way better players than us. So I'm not too surprised, because I did rotate quite a bit in the cups. We still had quite a few transfers to actually make, because the summer transfer window was not closed when we ended the last episode. So all of them is going to be under 19th kind of players. Starting here with Thiago Durate. He is a winger, and yeah, he's okay, and we'll see how he develops. Also, a half-decent goalkeeper is coming in here in Thiago Palmeirão. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Thiago Palmeirão, yeah. I think he looks actually quite good. Also a fullback, maybe the worst of the lot, Tossi Bayo. So yeah, we got lots of youngsters coming in. Matim Madira, who is an attacking midfielder, he might be the most interesting, because he is actually getting into the first team right now, right? Because of the injuries, he's actually moved up to the first team, and he could be very, very good. He could actually be a very good player for us. He definitely got some really interesting numbers in there with the vision and the first touch and decimation of 17, so he is fairly determined. pretty decent physicals as well. He got the composure, he got the decision making, flair of 14. So I think there is a player in this guy. I also got one from France, Devon Britton, or Brito? Yeah, Brito, not Britton. Brito, a striker option who is probably more of an advanced forward kind of type. Still a lot of work on him to do, but he do have the flair of 14. He got the technique. He do have decent finishing, first touch, and composure. So there is a player in this guy. He could be able to maybe step up next season. We will see. And we also got a couple that is coming in for the January window. They are not here yet. Well, the goalkeeper, he doesn't look that great, but I took a chance on him basically. Well, not really. I knew his numbers. I knew everything about him, of course. But it's because he's fairly professional, and yeah, he's basically free. I mean, we're not gonna give him a lot of in contract or money. So yeah, just a small signing here. He got the agility of 13, which is kind of nice, and the decision making of 12. So, but of course he got a lot of lacking stuff here, especially positioning of 7 is not too great for me. 1-on-1s and 6, yeah, not too great. Probably one of the worst of the lot that I actually did sign. And lastly, we do also have a Brazilian coming in, another target forward, or, well, no, he's not no, he's a deep line forward actually, or advanced forward. Again, he got some decent numbers in there, finishing, first touch, composure is 8, which is not high, flair of 11, leadership of 13, so he's kind of a leader again, teamwork of 14, very important, stamina of 13, very important for our pressures, technique, passing, yeah, they're decent. So again, just a cheap option coming in to our squad in the January transfer. We also do have a couple of outgoings, and unfortunately, probably one of my favorites, Marco Martires is, yeah, well, he already left us because he didn't want to sign a new contract, and I can kind of understand that because I didn't use him early on in the season, and we don't really use a winger right now, so we didn't really have room for him, and he just turned down well, he didn't even turn down a contract, he didn't even want to negotiate one, so he left us. Also, a couple of our youngsters is out on loan. Rodriguez, Chavalt, and Almeida is out on loan. Now, they're not doing too well. I don't think Almeida have played yet, but he just got out there, so it's not a worry. But these, yeah, it doesn't look too great here. They're playing in the championship right below us, the league below us right now, and they don't look like they're having a good time down there. We, of course, also got a new coach, because why not? Why wouldn't I try to get more of them? So, actually, we got a problem with them now, because they want a lot of... This is the cheapest I could find, where they still are decent. So, yeah, Rodrigo Gamur is our new coach in our first team, and he is unambitious and 400 wages. He is the highest earner of all the coaches. Because we are now professional, all the coaches want like 800, 900, 1,000 in wages, which I'm not gonna give them. At current state, it's gonna be a problem moving forward, because all the staff is gonna want extremely high wages now. But I did also find a new scout here, and he's actually fairly cheap compared to what we actually get from him. 220 wages, I think that's pretty good. Martinez Ventura. Yeah, again, just more scouts, more, yeah, stuff like that. It's good to get them in, because we are gonna need them in the future. But again, it's gonna be problematic in the next couple of seasons, because we don't have that much money. But we do, yeah, we do want them, right? So it's gonna be tricky to actually find good enough staff members for the money. We also did manage to find enough Immortal B. I mean, they're not good. We are in the Immortal B staff area here. Listen up, they are not good. They are not good. They're not good at all. But having them in there is better than not having them in there, because they don't cost us anything. They are all non-contracted, 0 wages. So they will help out a little bit for the... We don't need to train our main guys, our main staff don't need to go down to the B team and actually help the B team to train. These guys will do it for us now. So at least we got that, but it's not important, because I will rather not use the B team than use it. But maybe in the future, where we have a lot of players, we might need to start using it more and more. We got a lot of injuries this season, and I do believe that is corresponding with us going professional and have a much higher training program. We're training so much more right now compared to last season or the season before that, when we were semi-professional. Yeah, it's maybe I shouldn't train them as hard, but I'm also like, yeah, I should probably do that. So it's really hard to tell. We are top of the league with injuries, right? We are top of the league with injuries right now, and we have way more than last season, as you can see up here. And some of those injuries are probably gonna hurt us quite a bit. Colin Houck, who has actually been quite good when he played, he's out. He's out for the season, basically, 7 months. Igor, who is... I wouldn't say he's a starter, but he's definitely a bench player as a central defender. 7 weeks out. Luan, our best player at the club, and who has been the best player as well in the season so far, out for 4 months. We got a injury to Hopfer for 2 weeks, who is our backup inverted wing back on the right hand side. We got Freitas, our backup goalkeeper, 4 weeks. We got Fabinho out for 8 days, so that's not too bad. But still, major injuries. And remember, we have only 1 injury prone. And he's not even in here. He hasn't had an injury. He never had an injury, and he's an injury prone. What is his name? Caio. So that's kind of funny. But I think all of this just got to do with a lot more training, as we can also see all the received, or well, at least 90% of them is basically in training. Actually, the 2 major is in matches. I believe actually it's broken, yeah, it's broken ankle and torn muscle from Luan. Not great, but I guess we got to deal with it. A quick look here in the finances, which is looking fairly stable, I would say, and we are not even using remotely close to the full extent of our wage budget here. Also, lots of transfer budget still. I'm actually using most of this to scout with, so that's, yeah, 1.8 in the bank, so no problems there either. But the only reason we are this, at least the only reason we are making a profit is the sponsors, right? That's the only reason we are making a profit. So projection is right now 5.72 million plus. So maybe I should have gone out and tried to get more players that are of a higher level and spend maybe up towards 10k. That might be something we are looking for next season. And well, if we do survive, of course. Because there is definitely something to be said about us not being in a very good form, and it could turn out really poorly this season for us. I quickly want to take a minute or maybe 2 to talk about our form and a couple of other things here, and why we look so bad now compared to the start of the season with the friendlies and stuff. You know, I was skeptical about why the tactic was working so well, and it is not as much the tactic right now as it is the AI doing things, to my understanding at least. So I'm seeing a tendency in FM24 and FM23 and also maybe FM22 that friendlies are hard to judge with tactics, or all the results and how you're playing in the friendlies are very hard to judge, as the AI often do not play how they would normally play in a league situation or a competition. Adding to that, we are human, right? We are human. So we can make the players' morale, tactical familiarity and sharpness really, really good compared to the AI really early on in the season. Right? We can make it really good early on, and yeah, that will result in a couple of things happening in the match engine, of course. The AI will adapt. That's built in now. The AI will adapt to our way of playing, so they will try and find exploits and weaknesses the later we get in the season. So that's one thing where it just doesn't do that in friendlies from what I see. All of that added up, along with us having much lower quality. Our quality of players is much lower than anyone else in this league, of course. The youngsters are, of course, also lower quality, as even if we could go out and buy 28-year-old, you know, the best we could get, we would still have probably a lower quality than the best in this league. So all of that added up, it tend to go with, we have a good early season, right? You tend to have a good early season. Then the midsection, which is right now, the midsection is usually sluggish, or whatever you want to call that word. Like mid, it's very mid. The mid-season is mid. And the later on we get, the poor the results are gonna go. Now, I'm not talking about a Premier League level. I'm talking about lower league management, where you're going up a league and you all of a sudden are much poorer in quality in terms of your squad. So all of those things adding up, it makes sense to me why this is happening. Because also, when we get back to the tactic, which we will come into more here in just a minute's time, our tactic wants to be more in control than what we can actually do with it right now, and that's a big problem. That is a big problem. But overall, I don't think it's a tactical. It's not a major tactical. The tactic is not very, very bad. It's not very, very bad. We're just in a league where the quality of players is much higher than ours, and we are also getting into a midsection of the season now, where the AI is figuring out our tactic. All right, so the tactical talk, because I got a couple of things here, actually quite a few things that have happened. Not that many changes right here. I renamed it to short narrow, and I'll get back to that. But in this tactic, there is only a couple of these guys. No, but there is a couple of small changes on the roles, but not any of the roles have actually changed. But a couple of the instructions on the roles might have changed slightly. In here, I have taken out work the ball into the box because we never seem to be able to do it anyway. We are not in control that often, so I just took it out because it doesn't seem like we are capable of doing that. Also in transition, I am distributing center backs. I don't know if that was actually in there before, but I'm trying to do that. And also very important to tell you guys, trap inside is not in there. I don't feel like it's actually to our advantage to do that right now, so I took it out again. Now, the reason I renamed this is because this tends to not work really well against most opponents right now. We need to play this when we can control the match, like 60% possession. Then this will work, right? Then it would work. But we are like, it's the opposite way around. We only have the possession 40% of the time in many games. So I started to work on something else that I've tried a couple of times, which is basically the same tactic as you can see, but it's called wide direct instead. And obviously it's a more wide formation, and we're also way more direct. We're shooting onside and hit early crosses, so it's a way more direct kind of way of playing. And we're also not overlapping or underlapping or anything. We're just focusing through a mid, getting it out wide, and then cross it into whoever is making the run into the box, right? That's kind of what we're trying with this one. In transition, take short kicks, because often with this one, we have our wing backs really, really wide. So I want to, instead of going for the center backs, I'll get it out to the wing backs instead. And also, not trap inside, of course, here. So that's kind of... This is often what I change to after 20 minutes in the game, where I just see, okay, we're not in control here, we can't do anything. Switch it over to this one. And now I have also, since the last game, I was just thinking, oh, maybe we do need a formational change. So I've also developed this one. It's completely untested, absolutely untested, but we might be in need of something new. If the poor form continues, we definitely want to make a switch. Because, yeah, I did say that I don't think it's completely down to tactical things. Actually, I don't believe it's down to tactical things why it's gone downhill. I think this was a thing that would happen almost no matter what tactic we would be using. Even if you could find the absolute best tactic for an underdog team and put it out there, I still think we would struggle a little bit here. But yeah, I decided to go for something a little bit different here. Right now I'm just calling it the 4-1-2-1-2 new format. So is this gonna work? I have no clue. I'm just trying here, and I'm very limited by what roles we can actually use. So yeah, we will see if we're gonna use it. If not, well, it's in there. But just to go through it, because I think we might try it at some stage. Very narrow, passing directness is short, higher tempo still, underlap, overlap stuff here going on. So lots of run and defense is still in there. In transition is, I think it's the same, take short kicks. And yeah, it's the same. So it's basically, it's just a different way to try and, you know, it's not, yeah, and also not free in the back line, of course. So we're pulling the fullbacks back. So it's a very different kind of way of playing, clearly, both defensively and also going forward. I don't know if this is gonna be good for us, and I'm not sure about the asymmetric stuff here as well. I have no idea how it's gonna work. I don't think I've ever tried this in FM24. I've done something similar in FM23, but that's FM23, right? This is not FM23, so... But yeah, we'll see if we're gonna use it. Right now, I'm thinking we're gonna stick to the other one, or the other two, and if we can't really get any results with them, we will probably try the third option. We got 2 games to play today, and it's both away games. The first one is against Belenenses, second in the league. Yeah, not something I'm expecting us to win. So yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. And the next one is probably the important one, because that is against number 10 in the league, Pero Penhiro, who we already did win against earlier. So one game that we are probably not gonna get any points in, and the other one where we very, very much like to get 3 points. So Belenenses, or whatever their name is playing a 4-2-3-1, it looks like. They got plenty of strengths, right? They are definitely a good team. There is pretty much everything in here. Off the ball, crossing, throwing, acceleration, defense, attack. work great, all of that. Now, what is interesting is to solve the weaknesses. How can we actually beat them or just get a result, basically? They are not very good on set pieces, so we probably want to play for set pieces, basically. They, yeah, create poor chances from set pieces as well, so they're not good on set pieces, which is really good for us because most of the times, or half of the goals we concede is from set pieces or something like that. So that's pretty good. And they are also not good with through balls and, yeah, assist outside the area. So, yeah, there's definitely a couple of things there to think about. In their last home game, they played like this in possession. So fairly narrow, I would say. They're probably trying to play through the mid from all I can tell here. But with the wingbacks coming up there and probably getting the crosses in sometimes as well. Interesting to see. And what about out of possession? Fairly narrow as well. But yeah, from what I can tell here, we probably want to play a wider formation. To try and beat them on the outside and just pull them apart, basically, so we have space for our attacking midfielders in there. I think that's what we want to do. Playing through the mid seems like a very bad idea here as well, because they got a lot of narrow people in there, or a lot. They have this box formation in there. That is going to be hard to go through, actually. The expected tactical style is gegenpress, which is not good for us. That's we definitely don't want to go through the mid, and we want to spread out quite a bit, and we want to be more direct, that's for sure. So with that knowledge, I think we can easily go and do the wide direct kind of tactic. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that with a couple of small changes here. I think we should, they are on automatic, these wingbacks, so I think we should definitely be either more cautious or even defensive here. I'm going to go cautious, because I don't think defensive ever works for me. On the other hand, cautious seems to be pretty good on counterattacks, and we're probably gonna take this out. I don't feel like this is gonna be good against them, so I'm gonna take that one out. I still want to hit early crosses, shoot on side, because I don't think we're gonna get a lot of chances anyway. Passing directness, there is actually extremely direct, could be a thing here, but I think I just want to go more direct. Very wide is probably a good idea. Run at defense, I'm not sure if that is actually a good idea. We definitely want to play for set pieces. If we could, I would go for low crosses, but can't really do that. Maybe whipped crosses would be ideal here. Maybe we want to whip it in behind them. That might be a thing. Let's try that. Let's try that, actually. In transition, I think that's gotta be fine. And also opposition is probably gonna be fine. So yeah, just a slight change to the tactics here. And this is the players we're gonna play with here. Texeria, Narcisio, Dominguez, and Silver in the central defense. Vardini is going to play this one on the right-hand side because we got so many injuries with Fabinho, Colin Haug is out. Yeah, we got quite a few. Also, where is he? Hopfer is also out. So he's actually going to go over there. And Brown is going to play on the left-hand side. Fernandez as Angerman. Still not too sure about the Anger. The problem is we don't control the matches. So the Angerman is often just, especially against the Gegenpress here, he's going to have a hard time. But we don't want to play through the mid anyway now. João Arthur. Madeira is his first game. That is the youngster we just signed here. And he's going to get a game because we got Luan out. And I think Madeira might be better than Barbosa, who has been the one coming in. But he hasn't really played that well. I mean, he's doing okay. But I'm going to give it to Madeira here. Straight off the bat. Getting into the team and just straight into the first 11. Pedrinho on the other side. And Ferreira, who has been terrible for us. He is not looking good. Pinto is looking better, actually, but I'm going to give it to Ferreira here because he's probably a better pressing forward than Pinto is. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to put Pinto in there instead. There we go. Pinto has been better. And where is Pina? Yeah, Pina should probably still be starting in. he should probably, especially in a game like this where we actually need some. Nah, he's not even faster than Pinto, is he? No, they're about the same speed. But Ferreira is quicker, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna use Ferreira because of his speed. Because we're gonna, try and get in behind them here. So yeah, that's gonna be the team. Hopefully we can get a result. I don't expect it. I'm expecting to lose 2-0, 3-0, something like that, 3-1 maybe. Maybe we do get one goal, but yeah, I don't expect us to win this one at all. So let's get in there and see how it goes. Alright, so I just paused it after 19 minutes here, because I always pause it at 19 minutes, because it's a good way of indicating how the game is actually going right now. And as you can tell, we actually get quite a few good counterattacks in. We're doing well. They had one highlight, we had like 3 highlights. So things are actually going well, and all of them are of course counter-attacking kind of things. And a lot of it is going through the mid, but a little bit wider than you would normally expect from going through the mid. So yeah, things are looking good, but as you can see, we are very congested in this area here. And yeah, the counterattack seems to be working right now, so happy days. But I still think we're gonna lose it. Don't get me wrong, I still think we're gonna lose it. And only 5 minutes later, this is gonna happen. Quality beats tactics. That's just how it is. Also maybe a personal mistake by Narcisio there. Half time and 1-0 to them. I am actually not too unsatisfied with that. They did get one more really big chance right after the goal, which probably should have been another goal. So I think we can be happy. We are still in the game. We are absolutely still in the game. We get some good counters, right? And we do look like a team that could score on one of those chances. So I'm not unsatisfied at all here. I think it's actually going quite better than I maybe could have, you know, feared. I was fearing that this would be a lot worse. So far I'm okay with it. Look at that pass completion, 72% because of our high tempo and just going straight for the goals, basically. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're okay here. We definitely need to be... We could also end up still losing 3-0 here. Absolutely. That is probably the most likely case, but we could also end up with a 1-1. So I think we're just gonna continue with this tactic and not really do any changes until the subs later on in the second half. Alright, 62 minutes in, and I think it's time to probably put some fresh legs in, and also maybe a slight change as well. So let's go into the tactic here. What I'm thinking is the anchorman doesn't really seem to be working within this wider formation kind of type. So I'm thinking maybe going over to a halfback here, because he will drop deeper and create space in the central park, because I think someone will probably pick him up from their team. Or we could try a ball-winning midfielder, because anything is allowed here because he's playing in the central park. So we could go for anything, basically. We could also just go for a defensive midfielder on defense, but I think he's going too far forward with that. I actually want him to stay further back when we are moving forward, because I don't really want to leave us open in the back, because these wide centre-backs will go forward slightly. So I'd rather have him staying down here, but I don't think we're actually going to be playing with him. I think he's coming out. But let's see, Fadini, I think he's done for. The problem is, oh, we do have Thompson. Let's bring Thompson in there. Yeah, Fadini, his legs are gonna be gone very soon anyway. Pedrinho on a yellow, not playing too well. Had some chances, didn't take them. But probably more so, we want to probably take out some of these anxious. Madeira is anxious, but he's playing really well actually. So I think I'm gonna keep him in there. 6.3, Emil Brown, not doing well. Fernandes, 6.1. But I think maybe it was probably more to do with the role, actually. Maybe we should just leave him in there. I mean, who do we have on the bench who could come in instead of him? Fadigas? Yeah, why not? Let's bring Fadigas in. Let's do that. So just a bit fresh legs in the midfield and fresh legs on the wing backs. And I'm gonna wait another 10 minutes before I'm making 2 more subs, probably. But it's mostly just to do with fresh legs and not as much quality. It doesn't have to do with quality, basically, or their ratings. Because it's gonna be low ratings no matter what here, unless someone was really low. And I guess you could say that Fernandes was really low, but again I think it's because he was playing as an anchorman. I think the halfback is gonna be better actually. Can he actually play that? Can Fadigas actually play a halfback? Yeah, I think he should be fine on a halfback role. Yeah, he should be absolutely fine. Yeah, okay. It's also going to be a little bit easier for the central defenders probably playing out of the defense, having a halfback right instead of an anchorman, because the halfback will drop deep in between the wide center backs, and so it will basically he will basically move where the ball playing defender is, and the ball playing defender will probably move to one of the other sides. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that's actually gonna work. 74 minutes in, and we do look like the most likely team to actually score right now, so that's good. Match momentum is going our way, and we had 2 half-decent chances. Again, just fresh legs, I think, here, and also whoever got a yellow or something like that, probably taking them out. Anxious on Ferreira, anxious on Madeira. Again, he's playing okay, so yeah, I think probably more so coming out because of his fitness. And I think Ferreira, I think someone like Pinto would actually make sense right now. just fresh legs up front would be fairly good for us, because we are the more likely to score right now. They don't seem to have as many good chances right now, so let's just try that. Alrighty, last sub of the game, and I think it's gonna be probably Emil Brown or one of these two. Maybe we should go for Arthur here and put it's also a new player actually, Ricardo. He is, well, not that new, but it's his first game as well here. But I think we're gonna move him in there. Oh, Barbosa is injured. I didn't see that. Yeah, I think he's coming off. I don't like seeing that. We are gonna put him in there and put Arthur up here instead. So yeah, we need to do that. That's an injury. We can't do anything about it. So what I'm thinking, because we still look like the better team, is probably try and see if we can work the ball into the box instead of hitting early crosses, and maybe go shorter but still wider, but maybe standard. Just to see if we can, like, also play for set pieces is probably going to be good. Run at defense is probably still going to be good. And maybe move it to... We can't play positive, so just back to balance probably, because we don't want to open up too much. I mean, we are 1-0 down, so we should probably open up, but I don't really want to do that. I think just slight change to see if we can just get that 1 or 2 chance that we need to get a 1-1 result here. Let's confirm that. No, it's full time and it is 1-0 to them. But I don't think this was a bad game. Yes, result-wise, yeah, it's not great not getting points. But everything else, I'm fairly happy with it. I think my tactical approach and how the players actually, you know, kind of executed it, that worked, right? That worked really well. We are on 1.24 XG. So it's unlucky for us not having that goal, I would say. And still, defensively speaking, good enough to not give away a lot of chances. So I am fairly happy with how this all went, except from the result. So yeah, that's about what I can say here. Alright, so next match is against Pero Penhiro, or whatever their name is. And they are 10th in the league, so you know they're behind us. This is a game where we want to find a result, 100%. We do want to find a result here. It might be a draw, but we would like to see a win. We are away from home, so have that in mind. 4-4-2. Okay, so they're playing a 4-4-2. They are pretty good on set pieces in their own box, so we're probably not gonna beat them to that. And we haven't scored a single set piece goal when it comes to corners, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not gonna happen here either. They are not very good passes, so we will probably just let them have the control and just take them off them and then counter them. That's at least what I'm thinking right now. Work rate is not really good, teamwork is not really good. So yeah, I don't think they're actually really good when this is probably the worst team in the league, so we probably want to win here, don't we? Technique is not good, stamina is not good, balance is not good. Lots of negatives as well here. The last time they played away from home, at home. Oh, it's the wrong game. I am looking at the wrong game. This is actually where they were away from home. They are very narrow in that, but let's take a look at the last game they actually played at home. Oh yeah, completely opposite, right? Completely opposite here when they're playing at home, and they did lose this one against Rabo di Pixi. So very, very, very wide in their formation, and it does look like they're playing through the right-hand side, which I kind of thought, because they both have a wing-back and a, what is it called? A winger over here, where this guy over here is a winger as well, but they have an inverted wingback over here, so they're definitely playing through the right hand side. So maybe we want our wingback on the left to be on defense rather than auto, to try and negate their attacks over there. That might be a thing. And without the ball, they are just straight 4-line here. That's a very... I think there's definitely things we can do here. But the question is, can we play through this box formation in here, the 4-4-2? I don't think so. I think we probably want to go wide when we are attacking them. Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to go wide when we are attacking them. But obviously we do want to try and beat this side over here, because they definitely want to go down here and cross it in, I think. Let's actually check out how they play. Yeah, it is wing play, expected tactical style wing play, so we probably want to try to avoid them getting through our left hand side. So with that knowledge, let's make the changes. So I'm thinking we're still gonna go for the wide direct here, because we are away from home, but I'm not gonna put it cautiously. I think I'm gonna stick it to balanced here. In possession, I don't think we want to go through the mid, and I don't think we want to shoot on side, but we do want to hit early crosses, I think. Maybe. Yeah, let's keep the early crosses in there, actually. Let's do that. Nah, you know what? I think I actually want to overlap here, because I think we could take control of the game, maybe. Maybe overlap left. Nah, not overlap left. Overlap right. Should we still hurt? I don't know. It's I don't know if this should be in there. I think I'm actually gonna leave it out for now. We don't want to play for set pieces because they were really good on set pieces, so that doesn't make any sense. Mixed crosses, yeah, that's probably good. Transition should be fine. Opposition, we probably want to stop crosses or trap inside, but I think also stop crosses. But against these guys, it's either stop crosses or trap inside. Yeah, they do have inverted wingbacks, so I don't think we want to trap inside, actually. I think we just want to stop them to cross anything. So let's try stop crosses from them, because that's probably how they're gonna beat us. Or probably more so set pieces, corners and stuff. That's probably also how they're gonna beat us. And the team is gonna be Texeria, Caio, Dominguez, Narcisio. Actually, same formation. No, did we play someone else? Oh yeah, I had Silva last time in the back line. But anyway, Fabinho is gonna be playing in there. Fernandes is halfback. I put the halfback in here now because I think the halfback might be better in this formation or this kind of tactic. So I'm gonna try the halfback from the get-go, and I think we do want to change this to defend. And now when I see that, I don't think Giradin is the guy for that duty, is he? Marking, tackling, decision making is pretty good actually. Okay, he's not terrible at it, to be honest. He got anticipation. You know what? He can probably do that. He can probably do that. João Arthur in the midfield, Madeira and Pedrinho, and Pinner up top. I'm gonna put Pinner in there because Ferreira and Pinto hasn't really shown anything. So Pinner is back in, and the youngster here is gonna get another go. He actually had a pretty good game last time, didn't he? Yeah, 7.77 right out. That's pretty good. These average of the last 5 here is also from his previous games in the B team and stuff. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. And hopefully we can get a result. Otherwise we need to change stuff, of course, very, very soon. Let's see how it goes after 20 minutes. Or maybe we get a goal before that. Or maybe they score before that. Let's go. Let's get in there. 6 minutes in, and it is our first chance. João Arthur into Pedrinho down the line, and he is gonna cross it into Pinner, and that is a very good goal by us. 11 minutes in, this is gonna happen. A cross in, and Caio is gonna push a guy, and they do get a penalty. I don't know if they're gonna score on this penalty because I just paused the game and went back. So let's see if they are capable of getting it here, or Texeria might be able to save this one. I do not know. Let's see what's going on here. Please save it. Ah, it's a good goal. It's a good goal. Alrighty, so 20 minutes in, and I guess it's going sort of how we could expect it. We are not really in control of the ball. We are just countering them. We do get a couple of open play kind of situations where we score on one of them. They get that penalty. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think we might... I think what I'm seeing here, especially on the heat map, we get our wing back in there and actually cross sometimes. We do get our attacking midfielder on the left-hand side with his Pedrinho down this flank because he's not going forward. So it's going to leave a lot of space down here because they are playing really high up here. So that's going to be... over here. They're playing really high up on the right-hand side. And our left-hand side do have a lot of options here. Can we exploit that somehow? I don't know, because we don't really want to underlap here. So overall, I think we're doing okay. It's just a question of, can we beat them to it? Because it's going to be an even game, isn't it? And 1 minute later, they do get a set-piece goal. Predictable. Right, okay, so 35 minutes in now, and that was just... I mean, right, 1 minute after the 20 mark, and they got that goal, right? 21 minutes in. That's just 2 set-piece goals. It's kind of predictable, but we do need to change things because we haven't gotten a single other thing after that, and they do still create a little bit. So we need to change. We cannot... This result is... That's bad. We can't... We need to do something, right? We absolutely do need to do something. So what could we do? Well, we could try and do something crazy like this. Question is, do we have the players in there to do this? Madeira, he can play that kind of spot and that. Okay, I think Pedrinho could actually play here. Fernandes down here. No, we got one in left over. Is there any of these guys that could actually go up and play central midfielder? And Narcisio. Maybe we do need to take one off. So the question is, which one of these are we gonna take off? Well, that depends on which one have actually played the worst. Actually, also, Fernandes on the Volante might be the best option. He could actually go back and play as a central defender as well, but we don't want that. João Arthur is definitely one to be playing there. We don't... Oh yeah, Madeira can play here. So Dominguez, we need an extra striker in there, of course. So Ferreira on the pressing forward. Question is, which central defender are we gonna take out here? I think it's gonna be Caio. Yeah, Caio is coming out. Unfortunately for him. And we're moving to something completely different here. Will it work? Likely not, but 2-1 result here after 34. That's terrible. So we need to do something. So we're gonna underlap the right hand side with Fabinho. We're gonna overlap the left hand side with Guardin, which is actually not great when I think about it here. We kind of want it to be the other way around, but maybe there will be enough room and maybe it will be okay. I'm not too sure. It's very risky. This is not really playing into what I think will be good for us, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. This is gonna be... actually, I think I want to move these two around because I think he's a better target forward. Yeah, way better. Way better. So Pinner is gonna be the pressing forward on the right-hand side. I don't know if this is gonna work at all. Shake shot. Let's see, is there anything here that I... Stop crosses is probably still gonna be good. Run a defense. Yeah, underlap. And then... Do we want to play even on attacking now? Nah. I think we're gonna stick it to balance still. Alright, let's go. I mean, it's probably gonna be for the worse. I have a feeling it's probably gonna be worse. Especially with our complete wingback over here. There's gonna be so much space for them to really hurt us. But we need to try and find a goal, and then maybe we change it back again after that. But yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's see how it goes here. Nope, that is definitely not gonna work. They had so much space out here on the right-hand side, and I kind of knew that would probably be happening. So they get the third goal just before the halftime. Yeah, that was halftime here, and that was catastrophic. That's not gonna work. It's not even remotely close working. I mean, we had one chance, but I don't think that's because of the tactic. I mean, complete wingback is not gonna work here against them because of their right-hand side is just so attacking with wingers and wingbacks, and this is never gonna work against them. I just don't know what to do here, except from what we already are doing. I think I'm gonna put him on a central defense role. So we're going back to this. There's just not really anything we can do more than this. The problem is, of course, we now have we can put Fernandez on the ball-playing defender role. King Arthur here can be on the halfback role. Not really what we want to play on him, probably, but let's actually do deep line playmaker on defense instead on him. Pedrinho could come down and play here, I suppose. Yeah, that should be okay. Pina and Madeira. I think are we taking Pina out? I don't really feel comfortable taking Pina out. Can he play it further down, this guy? He could play as a... Yeah, what are we gonna do now? You know what, actually, these two the opposite way around. Pedrinho up here. I think Pina has to play an attacking midfielder here. I think I'm gonna move them around and play Pina on the left here. I think he should be okay on that, but we probably also want to take him out fairly soon just to change things up here. I think we actually want to go attacking here. We want to probably go attacking, and we probably also want to not overlap right. We want to go way more direct. Probably just shoot on side. I think we just want to shoot on side right now. We'll probably hit early crosses. We need a couple of goals, so I don't think I want to run a defense right now. I just want to get up there and just shoot on target. Pass into space, of course, yep. Transition, I don't think there is anything here. Nah, that should be fine right there. And this, get stuck in, stop crosses. That's about it, right? That's about it. That's all we can do. I don't think there is much more we can do here. It's a structured tactic right now. You know what, let's drop Pedrinho to a support role on the right-hand side here for the wingback to, sometimes actually get up there. Maybe a little bit easier to play through them if we have one more one more to play through in the midfield here. Let's try that and see how it goes. But at this point, we are gonna lose this match. Us scoring 2 goals and then them not scoring anything in the second half, I don't see it happening. We haven't scored that many goals this season, so it's likely gonna be a loss here. After a pretty good attack by us, they do counter us, and it's gonna be end of game basically. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, post in. Nothing is going our way. Alrighty, let's pause the game, and yeah, I don't have any changes tactically. There's just nothing else I want to do now. It's just, if anything, we're going very attacking. So yeah, it's not. There's just nothing tactically there is to do here. To my belief, there is not really anything. What I do want to do is take Pinner out for someone who is a little bit of a midfielder like Waldman here. Actually, I'm going to put Waldman down on the central midfielder and Madeira up again. Move them around, actually, so he's the... yeah. But I just don't see us getting any result here whatsoever. But let's just do that, and also probably... Fabinho is on a yellow here. I think we want Andy Thompson maybe in there instead. Why do they want to bring Rodriguez in? Why do my assistant manager think Rodriguez would be a good choice on that wingback role on attack? That would be terrifyingly bad. No, I think Thompson. I think Thompson is probably the best one. I could go for Dini, but I think I want to put Fadini in later on, so... But anyway, 4-1 down, and yeah, this game is basically over. 73 minutes in, we finally get a really good attack here, and thankfully, for once, we actually get lucky getting that goal in. Ferreira's first goal for us. 75 minutes in, or 76 actually. Yeah, 4-2, and I think we're gonna gamble on the last 2 subs here because we got Madeira, who is, yeah, he looked like he's coming off. Pendrijo is also troublesome. Do we have... Yeah, I think I'm gonna move Waldman up there and actually putting on Fadigas in the midfield. So just a couple of... I mean, he's also very low in condition. We do have that yellow on Narcisio, but gambling just slightly here. Not that I think we're gonna score 2 goals, but... you know, at least in terms of this over here, it does look like we are the better team in the second half, just like the last game. So the changes that I do make seems to be working, but it is a little too late when you are conceding 4 goals, of course. Full time, and it is 4-2, and it is extremely disappointing. The result, of course. I mean, it's so annoying to keep saying this, but the performance actually was good. I mean, I don't think we can do a lot better here. In the end, it is probably my transfers not being good enough when it comes to central defenders. Because this is not a tactical thing. Not at all. This is completely to do with... entirely to do when we look at the bigger picture here, not only this game. This is entirely to do with that our quality of players is lower than theirs. End of story. That's it. Nothing else. Because tactically, there is nothing here to go... I mean, we did everything we could to try and win this game, right? Everything I can possibly do. We are letting in set-piece goals, of course. We can take the tackle harder off and stuff like that. But that also means we are less inclined to win the game. Taking tackle harder off on our guys and also, you know, stuff like that, it is not a good thing to do. In this match engine, no, I don't want to do it. But anyway, I'm just going off the rails here. In the end... We are looking at a... Not only are we trying to not be relegated now, we are also trying to not end up stopping the series. Because what will happen is that at some point, if this continues, just a couple of games more, the board is going to tell us, you have not done well, right? You need to do better, and you need to get more points, and you blah, blah, blah. You know the story. And if that happens and we do get sacked, that's the end of the series. That's gonna be it. I'm not gonna go to another club or something like that. No, this is one season or one club thing. So things are so... I mean, I didn't expect it to go this bad. I did expect us to get some results because the performance is suggesting we should get some results, but we are not. We're just not getting the points. We are not getting them. And getting a 4-2 result against us away from home against the bottom of the league, someone where we should get points, that is getting it. I'm really worried for this series right now. I'm very worried about it, that we might not get there. I think maybe it was too early to go up. Maybe you do just have too many youngsters to do this right now. We are definitely looking like a candidate to get sacked very, very soon. So I'm extremely worried. So I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm not sure if that's the case because the board is only... I mean, they are saying that we should just attempt to avoid relegation. So maybe even if we do get relegated, which it definitely looks like that's gonna be it right now. Even if we do get relegated, we might survive it because they are still pleased. So sometimes you can get away with it, but very often in this game, if you get relegated, they're just gonna sack you. Even if they're pleased right now, they might not be pleased by going down, even if they do say it here. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And if we're looking at the league here, we are now number 9. So I mean, it's gonna be rough. This is gonna be a rough season for us. I need to find... I mean, the next game is actually very important, but I'm not gonna show it to you guys. But it's definitely the one that is gonna be in top 3 important games next time. That's for sure. that's it. That's for sure. Maybe even the Setúbal, because Setúbal is also not really that hard. They're 8th. They're just in front of us. So that's both of them really important games at home here. But again, if I don't know, and I think when we do have the split at the end here, I do believe that there is a reset of points, which is very helpful for us. That is going to be extremely helpful for us. So yeah, I might come back for the last game here, and then maybe also the first game in the new split. unless we are getting sacked very soon or something like that. Otherwise, I won't get back to you guys before the last game here against the very tough opponents, and then into the split. So yeah, it's looking grim. It's looking grim right now, but maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. But we'll see. But it's gonna be a tough season from here on out. That's for sure. Anyway, we're gonna end the episode over here on the this page, right? The clock screen, basically. I mean, I hope you're enjoying it, even when it is troublesome. I mean, not everything is always gonna go well when you're playing like I do right now, for sure. Only signing under 19s and stuff like that. That's definitely gonna make it sure that a promotion is gonna be really tough to stay up in. So anyway, I hope you are enjoying it, because I am still enjoying it. But I'm not enjoying if I'm stopping the series in the season. That would be catastrophic for me. I don't like that at all. I would like to keep going with this. So, but we will see what happens. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.